Alright, what's up guys? In this video, we're going to pick up some calculus here. We're going to be talking about the trapezoidal rule. This falls under the section in Calc 2 called numerical integration. So we're asked to find the indicated trapezoid approximation for the following definite integral. So we got this definite integral from 2 to 18. We got 5x squared dx, and it's going to be equal to 2. So the trapezoidal rule or trapezoid rule, whichever you choose to call it, is just another one of those techniques of numerical integration to approximate a definite integral, very similar to Simpson's rule and the midpoint rule. And pretty much all we really have to do in this particular example is just follow the formula, and we'll be able to get our answer. So I think I jumped away from the formula a little bit too quickly, but here's the formula here. Again, all we have to do is just follow the formula. All right, so why don't we start with that? So the first thing that we need to do is identify what A is. So remember, A is going to be our lower limit of integration, which is 2. B is the upper limit of integration, which is 18. And then we're given N is equal to 2. So the first thing that we need is we need delta x. Now remember, delta x, okay, that's just going to be b minus a all divided by n. So in our case, delta x will be equal to 18 minus 2 all divided by 2, which will give us 16 divided by 2, which we know is 8. Okay. All right, so that's the first thing. Now we need those subintervals. So again, x sub 0 is 2. We can tell that x sub 1 is going to be 10, and obviously x sub 2 will be 18. Okay. All right, and we know that because we know x sub I is equal to a plus I delta x. So we would end up getting 10 if we plugged it in. So pretty much all we have to do is just use the formula. So we got the integral from 2 to 18. We got 5x squared dx. And remember, that's approximately equal to, let's go back to our formula. It's going to be delta x over 2, which would be 8 over 2. And then it says we need f of x sub 0, so basically f of 2. Then we'll need 2 times f of 10. And then we'll need to add that to f of 18. So all we're doing here is just following this little formula. Okay, so let's just keep going with it. So if we stick in a 2, what will we get for that? Well, if we stick in a 2, we're going to get 20, because 2 squared is 4. If I multiply 5 by 4, I get 20, so I'll get 20. Okay, now we'll do basically the same thing with the 10, but we do have to remember that there is a 2 on the outside that we'll have to multiply. So we notice that if we stick the 10 in, we'd essentially get 10 squared, which we know is 100, multiplied by 10, which give me 200, which would be times 5, which would give me 1,000. So this would be plus 1,000. Now I do the same thing with the 18. So we'll take the 18 and stick it in. So again, that's just going to be 18 squared, which you know is 324. We'll multiply that by 5, we get 1620. So this would be plus 1620. All right. So if we take care of the arithmetic here, I'm plugging everything in a calculator. Again, this is a relatively easy exercise, but as I mentioned in the video that we did last week, when we were trying to find the value of a summation, It's a relatively easy process, but if you're not careful, you can easily get the answer wrong just based on the fact that you're going too slow or you're going too fast, and maybe you're not plugging things in the correct calculator correctly. So please take your time and don't rush through this. You can easily get it wrong if you rush through it. So 8 divided by 2, that's just 4. And we'll multiply that by 2640, 2,640. Actually, should have wrote it this way, because I wrote it that way the other way, so I'm not going to deviate from that. So we just multiply and we see what we get. So we'll take our 4 and we'll multiply it. So we get 26. And it looks like we'll get 10,560. So we can say that it's approximately 10,560 if we use the trapezoidal rule, which we have here. So that's our answer. So our final answer for this using the trapezoidal rule whereas to approximate the definite integral from 2 to 18, and it was 5x squared dx, where n was equal to 2. And so in our case, the approximation just led to 10,560. That's your answer. All right, so let me know if you got any questions about it. Again, relatively straightforward example here. So not much to it other than to use the formula. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Y'all take care.